Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started momentarily. Hope you're doing well. Connecting to Facebook right now. And I think we should be live now on Facebook. What's up everybody? Welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abusad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. We're going to go over some swing ideas. We're going to go over the market in the next few minutes. But first, a disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. So make sure to check it out. It is absolutely free. All right. Let's turn to the charts and get started. We have a long list to go over today, and I think next week is going to be really important in the market. So today's video, I think, will be important. If you find benefit in today's video, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. That helps support our channel. And if you have any questions for us, please reach out to customer service by emailing them info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. So here's the Qs, which represents the NASDAQ, which represents the technology stocks. S&P 500 represents basically the all-inclusive, the biggest 500 companies in the country. IWM represents it's the Russell 2000, represents the small cap 2000 companies that we have in the country that are part of the IWM. IWM, we had a beautiful, really bullish breakout or pop on Friday in all three indices, Qs, SPY, and IWM. It was most bullish in the Qs. We cleared a big red bar. That was Thursday, okay? And then we cleared that red bar on Wednesday's red bar. It looked marvelous, like we were gonna go up. The next day, of course, Elon ran his mouth on Twitter or whatever, you know, and Tesla had a really bullish day on Thursday, completely negated on Friday. So that's extremely bearish, okay? Same thing happened with Apple. Big green bar on Thursday, only to be completely reversed the next day. Very, very bearish. Not as bearish as Tesla, because Tesla was like a 7% bar, and then the next day a 9.7% drop or 9.5% drop. So it's even more bearish. But the point is, the bullish message that we got on Thursday was negated on Friday. We do need to get follow through on this red bar for it to be a decisive victory by the bears, because, and this is why I started to talk about the Qs, the SPY, and the IWM, and I quickly switched to Tesla and Apple, because the IWM, which usually leads the other indices, was unaffected. So I would like to see follow through to the downside by Tesla and Apple tomorrow, Monday, June the 6th. Otherwise, you know, it's still, you know, bulls still have a fighting chance, I would say. Almost. Only because the IWM stayed relatively bullish. Sure, we got the green bar and we didn't produce follow through. We didn't get another green bar. But we didn't drop that much either. So it's going to be, so tomorrow and the whole week will be key, but especially I would say tomorrow. Unless tomorrow ends up being a narrow range bar, then it wouldn't be consequential until we clear the high of that bar or the low of that bar. So we would just want to see whether we get follow through to the downside, which is more likely now than not, or based on what Tesla and Apple and the market as a whole did, or not. So we just want to get that piece of information. If we look at the weekly chart, we have the big green bar and now the red bar. So that's Apple, but the whole market looks similar. We break under it and then we should be lower. The bias should be lower, bearish after that. Same with Tesla, same with the Qs. See it? So we got the big green bar, we got the doji bar. We break under the doji bar's low, we're probably lower. We take out the doji bar's high, last week's high, we're probably higher, to the at least to the 20 on the weekly chart. Okay, SPY looks similar. IWM looks a little different, more bullish, I would say, but also more or less wide range green bar followed by a narrow range green bar on the weekly. So that weekly range is going to be important to see whether we take it out to the downside or upside. But you don't even have to wait for the weekly low to get taken out. What I'm saying is, even if just we take out and close below Friday's low, then I think we're lower. Okay, I had the TQQ swing long, that's Tesla, and it's not coming up, and I'm gonna be out if we take out the lows. Okay, so we'll have made some money, but you know, I was hoping for 330 or so on the Qs. Again, it will have made some money, but not that much. Okay, now on to the watch list for next week. A lot of the biotech and healthcare stocks are higher, especially the biotech and therapeutics, right? The companies that makes these therapeutic drugs. I'm not talking about ABC, is it ABC? ABC, you know, some of the bigger names, medical companies, those are lower. MCK, right? That's going to be lower, probably topped out. I'm talking about the little stocks, and a few of them already triggered for me and for the newsletter last week, but there are some that still look really good. ACCD, I actually got in it, I'm not sure which day, and I got out of it on the next day or so. So I lost a little bit of money on it last week, but I would like to retry it if it can take out the top of the base, stop under it, and target about 10 bucks. So this is one I tried last week, lost a little bit on it, killed it quickly, and now it looks higher again. Okay, ACCD. The next on the list is ASRT. A little bit sloppy. I love this bullish gap right here. We gapped over a big red bar. Those are just so bullish when you gap over a big red bar. The same when you gap under a big green bar like the BCYC. So bearish. Or under like the BCRX. Because if you gap under a big green bar means people bought it the day before. If the stock gaps under it the next day, every single person that bought it and held on to it, and the majority did because we don't have much of a topping tail at all, it means they didn't sold it, they held it into the close. The next day, every single person, a hedge fund manager, novice trader, you know, every single person is underwater, so they get trapped and it caused the stock to drop. The opposite happened on the ASRT right here, so it led to this big move up, and instead of pulling back, the stock is gone sideways. So I really like it higher on the weekly chart, but it is a little bit sloppy. The entry to be over 330, 327 by 286 target, easily $6 easily. Okay, on the ASRT, but it's a little bit sloppy. Next on the list, I thought this was a short. Why do I have it on the bullish list? I didn't mean to have it on the bullish list. Next on the list is BZUN. I talked about the yin last week. If you had it or if you bought it, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I talked about it last week, the yin, and then so that was how it looked on the last weekend. Monday, right? We had the doji bar. If you bought it, 13.5% the next day, 13.5% gap. So it was pretty nice. So I still like some of the China stocks, and I have a few of them here on the list, such as the BZUN. Actually, CELH is also a China company, it's a Chinese company. That's the leveraged ETF for the tech stocks and Chinese tech stocks. So there's a few of them that I really, really like, and that's the list basically of the things that I like. You can add Fudu to the list. I guess it's not on here. FUTU, and then and that's bearish too. I don't know why it's on the bullish list. And ZH is also another China stocks. So let's go over them really quickly. BZUN is one of the top ones because of the way the daily looks. If you look at the daily chart, it broke out already, stayed bullish on the hourly chart. So we just need to see it take out, I think 10-15 or so. Stop right here. Okay, target at least there, but I like it long term. A lot of these bullish items, the biotech stocks will probably be independent from the market, but not the Chinese stocks, not some of the big names that I have on here, but a lot of the therapeutic and the biotech stocks and healthcare stocks, pharmaceutical stocks, those will be okay even if the market drops. like VDU is it VDU? No, VIRT triggered on Friday, long. I mean that popped while the market collapsed. What else? Forgot the symbol. There were two longs on Friday that triggered and did pretty well. VIRT was one of them, but I don't remember the other one. And why is that? Because again, the biotechs, actually in a recession, people still need medicine and drugs and whatever. So that's probably the reason. But we'll see what the market does next week. And so I want to be prepared with a bullish list and the bearish list, which I'll go over in a minute. So BZUN I like a lot. CELH, I feel like I missed out a little bit. It's moved up a bit already. Has a monthly buy setup, as you can see. So it's beautiful, but it may need to base a little bit more. It has a weekly 1, 2, 3. So long over 71.30, stop under 63.70, target 110, the prior high. But I'm passing on it next week unless the market turns bullish. CHWY, I love the double bottom on the monthly chart of CHWY. I don't think it's quite ready to go up again unless the market turns bullish. There's a double bottom on the monthly chart. Daily, I like it when the 20 flattens out and starts to point up. So it's not quite there, but over 29.80. So this might be ready by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as opposed to tomorrow. But I like it over 29 if it takes out 29.80. Stop, I would give it to 25.80 and then target 45 bucks or so, I would say, on the CHWY. CWEB is the triple leveraged ETF for the Chinese tech stocks. So there's the CWEB and the yen that I trade a lot. I mostly trade the yen, but right now the CWEB looks slightly better. So over the base, stop under it, and then if it triggers, could easily get up there. It'd be a huge play. So I like it. A DBI I like a lot as a weekly 1, 2, 3. Broke out 2 weeks ago, has the breakout bar and has a narrow range bar. So if it takes out the narrow range bars high, like it higher to 20 bucks on the DBI. Okay, DG also I should have stayed on the weekly time frame. So check it out. It had a strong gap up on the daily. You don't see the gap unless we go to the daily time frame, and then a narrow range bar. So it's like the DBI. I like the DBI more, but DGI I like it higher over 231. Stop under 218.40. Another recession proof stock. Dollar General, right? DG and DLTR look similar. I like the DG a little bit better. DVAX has a kind of a 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, but the DVAX I mostly like it on the monthly time frame. DVAX is a monthly buy setup, so I like it higher over 12.50. Stop under 11.37. It's a monthly buy setup on the DVAX. FLNG I have to go back to the daily chart because the FLNG has a 1, 2, 3. So over the base, stop right here. It's not a base. Over the green bars high, stop under the red bars low. Target 1, and then target 2 is to be determined. I don't know what target 2 is. Target 1 is about 32. Did you guys do USO or ERX, which are open positions in the strategic swing trader? Pretty good, huh? ERX also open position. Dino is another oil stock, open position. They're rocking and rolling, knock on wood. Okay, so if you have, nice job. I'm mentioning that because this is another energy stock that I'm currently stocking to play long. Okay, another energy stock. FLNG. HGEN is probably biotech. It has a transition A on the daily chart. Like it over the base. It's not much of a base. It's over 250. Stop under $2 and target 4 bucks, the prior pivot high. Okay, so I like the HGEN long. This one, there's a few things that triggered already, like 9. I don't even have on the list because it triggered on Friday, but looks good too, and I like its energy too. I like it on the weekly as well, and if you look at the monthly also, pretty nice. I hope we don't gap down on I'm in it. I hope we don't gap down on Monday and take out this breakout bars low like Tesla did and Apple did on Friday. But this one looks good. There's a few like that already popped that I don't have on the list because they popped. I was amazed on Friday to see all these biotech stocks, not energy so much, and energy too. I mean, if you look at USO, it did pretty well on Friday. So energy, but mostly biotech stocks pop really hard. as the market dropped. JKS is another China stock. JKS, I also feel I'm late on it. Look at the oops, I meant to go to the monthly time frame. So on this platform, if I type .m, takes me to the monthly. So that's what I tried to do here. So let's try one more time. So if you look at the monthly chart, that's a monthly buy setup plus 1, 2, 3. I like it to the prior all-time high. It's a solar stock. The solar stocks have been doing well, but intraday daily chart is a little sloppy. Long up here, stop right here. I'm watching it. I'm not ready to pull the trigger. I really like the hourly also on the JKS. Notice that 20 MA flattened out a little bit. It's probably going to break out on Monday or Tuesday. So I'm watching it, but a lot of these will depend on the market, and I don't know whether the market is going to drop. More likely than not to drop tomorrow or to reverse the move that we got on Friday. And the only reason why I'm making that a consideration that the market might go back up after that terribly bearish move by Tesla and Apple is because the IWM stayed relatively strong. That's the only reason why I'm leaving the door or the window open for the market to go back up potentially. Okay, that's the only reason. KOD is already an open position in the newsletter, but it looks good still, so that's why it's on the list, because it looks good. One can look also to add to the position if one is already in it. Over 816, stop 724. 724 would be this pivot low. That's 730 actually. It's the big green bars low. Or if you want to give it a little bit more room, then stop can be under 696, but the entry is clear. It's over 716, 720. Let's just say 720. I was amazed by the NOC on Friday. I did not find the NOC. It wasn't on my watch list until the weekend, until I scanned on the weekend and I found it. I was amazed by that pop. I looked at the other defense stocks like Raytheon and all of them. I looked at the entire sector. This is the best by far. The NOC. It triggered already on Friday, but I wasn't aware of it, so I didn't get it. I still like it over 479. Stop under the bottoming tail bars low, which is 449.60, and then leave it alone. Long-term play, daily base breakout. So I like it a lot. That's the NOC. PDD is another China stock, a little bit extended now on the daily chart, but nice hour, decent hourly over the base. Stop under it. So whatever the highest point is above it long, if it takes it out, stop would be under $48. PTGX is a therapeutics, is a biotech, so it's already triggered on Friday. I wasn't aware of it, I don't think, but it looks higher. It's into resistance. We played it short on this day, and then the very next day it gapped up, so we got lucky. That was just about a month ago. In the program, in the SST program, right now it looks a little bit higher to the prior high up there. Okay, that's the PTGX. SAFM, packaged foods, food companies, they are amazing. We have PPC, which is Pilgrim's Pride, and then there's the SAFM. Those are the top two. I like SAFM more because it had a breakout the week before, and then last week it put in a narrow range bar. So it's a 1, 2, 3 pattern on the weekly time frame. Long over 202, stop under 198. It's a $4. It's actually a $3.50 stop, but let's just call it a $4 stop. Looks amazing. SAFM. It's usually very spready, so be careful if you play it. Very wild and spready. Okay, TERN is, let's take a look. It's a transition A on the daily chart. So it's a $1.77. So it's a low price stock. Like it over, actually it's just over Friday's high, basically over $1.80 long. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. Stop can be as tight as 160, a 159 minimum, basically. Looks like it's a little bit thin. Did well under a million on Friday, so that's a little bit thin. TERN. TIGR, another China stock, looks good if it can take out 428, 430, let's just say. Stop under 387. Target $6 minimum on the TIGR. TPIC, already an open position in the newsletter, so just a kind of a disclaimer there, but looks good. Like it. Nice weekly and nice hourly. It just needs to pop above 15 something, whatever that point is. 15.15. Stop would be under 13.50. Looks beautiful. That's the weekly, and here's the monthly. Triple bottom on the monthly chart. Really, really like it. TPIC. U, I don't think is ready. U might be ready, but the U is not ready. I don't think the U is ready. Love that monthly climactic buy setup. The weekly looks even better. But why do I say it might not be quite ready is because of the declining 20 on the daily. I always like it when the 20 starts to curl and point up. So that's the issue. But still, if it takes out this bar's high and you put the stop right here, I think it will work out. So I like it. Again, might not be quite ready for on Monday or Tuesday, but I'm going to be watching it because I really like that weekly time frame, that climactic waterfall drop. USEG, another transition A. It's into resistance, as you can see right here. So there's that's 519. So it's into resistance, but I like it on the daily, the weekly, and here's the monthly. Looks good on every time frame basically, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger on it. ZH, another China stock, long over the base, whatever the highest point is, stop right here. And then target 1 would be right there. Target 2 to the moon. I mean, maybe $5 on the ZH. Like it a lot on the hourly also. So entry over 170, stop under 147. So it's a very, very tight stop. It's only a 25-cent stop, basically 25. ZYME, love it on the monthly. So here's the monthly on the ZYME. It does need to take out at least the prior bar's high on the monthly chart to trigger. That's 728. So call it 730. Okay, so over 730. Like it higher, stop under 650. 660 actually. Tight stop, relatively speaking. Over 730 by 730 by 660. Okay, a lot of bullish items. Here's the bearish items, not as good, unfortunately. I did some extensive scanning this weekend, that's why I have a super long list. But the bullish stuff is better than the bearish items, and I would have liked to have found better short opportunities because the market, because of what the market did on Friday. AUR, short under the base, stop above it. Okay, looks beautiful. All out downtrend on the daily chart, looks gorgeous. Okay, that's the AUR. DOGZ, which I day traded on Wednesday, I guess, the gap day. Short under 256, stop over 280, and target $2. That bottoming tail bar's low, about $2. Like it. FOSL, another daily sell setup. Nice rounding top on the hourly chart. So short under 696, I think. Stop over 750 and target the prior low on the daily chart. So short, stop, and then targets. Not very high reward to risk. GoPro, similar. It's a daily sell setup. Nice big rounding top. So on the hourly chart, short under it, stop above it, and target the prior lows. The same with the Groupon. Base breakdown on the hourly, short, stop, and target about this bar's low, which is 1140. Looks nice. I don't like that it's on the other side of the 20 MA on the daily chart. I like it when it's below the 20, like the AUR. That's really pretty. Even the FOSL is under the 20. So it's always preferable to be under the 20 rather than above it. But I think it's still pretty good. LTCH, just a pure downtrend and a base breakdown on the daily chart. So under the lows, stop above. Stop needs to be on the other side of the 20 MA because it's declining. It acts as an area of resistance. So the stop needs to be above it. Okay? And then the same with the VIRT. All that downtrend, short under the lows. Stop would be over 2662. That bar's high. Okay? And last but not least is the YY, which is a Chinese stock actually that looks lower. Notice the base, so it's a base breakdown. In this case, putting the stop above the base, which is what I normally do, would not be a good idea because then it would be too big of a stop. Short under the lows, but if I end up doing it, it'll be I'm gonna put the stop right here over that green bar's high. So right around 37 and some change maybe. And then the entry would be under Thursday or Friday's low, whichever is lower. Looks like Friday's low. So the entry would be under $34, stop over 36.86, and the target on it is the prior low around 25. It's pretty good. Okay, so I appreciate you sticking with me until the end. I know this was a long list, which I copied and pasted into the description of the video for you, for your convenience. But it's a pretty good list, and some of it won't trigger, so one can continue to watch. I continue to watch these setups if they don't trigger, unless the setup completely fails. Okay, if it fails, then I get rid of it. But as long as it's still basing or it's not doing anything wrong, even if it doesn't trigger right away, I still continue to watch it. And I try to pick from the list that I gave you. I try to pick the best ones. I'm not gonna play, I don't know how many longs I showed you, maybe 20 or so. I'm not gonna play 20 longs. It'll be impossible to manage. If you're a subscriber, feel free to log on to your T3 Live account, and you will see which ones I picked from my own account and for the newsletter for tomorrow. Okay, if you'd like to become a subscriber, check the link in the description. You can join me for just, I think, $49 for the first 30 days, giving you plenty of time to check it out and see if it's something you wanna hang on to it. If it's making you money, obviously, why not, right? And if not, you can cancel at the end of the month, at the end of that trial period. At any rate, again, thank you for sticking around till the end. Be sure to hit the like button, and I wish you all the best next week. I'm probably going to be out next weekend, by the way. Probably going to be out next. So if you don't see a video next weekend, that is to be expected. But I'm not 100% sure yet, so we'll see. Thank you so much, and best of luck with your trading next week. Take care, everybody. Ciao.